Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife,
Marie.
and you are going in Smackdown Live.
Hi, this is Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke watch him going in the Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. Right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson. Live, filmed live at Twitch, twitch.tv/Steven Larson. And of course found wherever audio podcasts are found as well. Be sure to leave us a rating, review, or a comment if you're listening to us right now. You know, it's been a while since I've actually looked at any of the comments. I wonder what our rating's like right now on, let's see here, library. Let's see, I'm going to search for us on the Apple iTunes, Apple podcast thing. I haven't looked at that for a while. Yeah, if you're watching us on YouTube, of course, smash that like button. Really helps. Somebody asked the other day, they said, do you guys get, in the YouTube comments, they're all very snarky over there. They said, do you guys get, what's up? Do you guys get paid in likes? No, but it's beneficial to like people finding us.
No, we get paid money like everybody else.
That's true. We do get paid money. I'm not sure I can pay my mortgage in likes.
No, that's a word that's not legal.
I haven't checked. I
have. I've inquired with Mr. Bank, and he says he does not accept likes, comments, or engagement. He'll only take the money.
So we're still at a 5-star rating. That's rad.
That's swell.
Let's see here. What is this? It was 10 days ago. The last one. 10 days ago.
That's really cool.
From Curly Kevin S.
Thank you, Kevin.
We have 2,000 ratings.
Oh man.
And the majority of them are 5 stars.
That's awesome.
There's a couple 4 stars. That's the second place. There's about as many 1 stars as there are 4 stars.
Oh, I want to read all those 1-star ones. Those are probably the most entertaining.
I don't know how to see. How do I see more of these? See all. Here we go. Well, Kevin S. Curly or Curly Kevin S. says Steven Larson are very entertaining. I haven't been watching wrestling, but I love the art. Thank you guys for the chemistry you have together. Here we go.
Give me a 1-star. That's what I care about. Right
well, here's a 2-star. I got a 2-star here.
All right.
From Parnassus. Former friendo here. Just got tired of this shtick. Switched over to post wrestling with Pollock and Whiting and haven't looked back. The amount of insane fantasy booking Steve does with no actual thought into it is nuts. Most of his wow, this is long. Keep going. This
is great. This is stuff I love to read.
Let's see here. Most of his takes are just completely regurgitated woke Twitter takes. If you're involved in wrestling Twitter in any way, you can see where he gets all of his ideas.
Wow.
Not an original thought from this guy. It doesn't help that both Steve and Larson are constantly taking news from other sources and just lightly saying, yeah, check him out. It doesn't work that way, guys. You can't just spout Fightful Select News and say it's your own scoop. What?
We never say that.
I can't tell you the number of times people on Twitter have like hit up Sean Ross Sapp saying, Steven Larson recommended your service to us. Oh, man. Plus, you guys are constantly saying, I think I saw a tweet that said this from Sean Ross Sapp, Alex McCarthy, Meltzer, etc., without ever actually citing your source. Oh, I love it.
There's this one. This is from October 4th, 2019. Big Rick. AEW has had 1 show, and these guys already have them destroying WWE. 1 star. It's great.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's great.
Well, I want more.
Anyways, let's talk SmackDown. There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, no. What you think of SmackDown in a nutshell?
I mean, I enjoyed most of it. It was a weird show. There's like 2 exceptionally long talking segments to bookend the episode.
The last one was a necessity, though.
Was or wasn't?
The last one was definitely a necessity. The Triple H appreciation night. Oh, that was great.
No, that feels like the very definition of a luxury, not a necessity, Steve. I think Shawn Michaels brought it up best when he said, "Where was my 25th anniversary celebration?"
Yeah, no, it was great. It was too long.
It could be good and also be an absolute luxury, not a necessity.
Okay, whatever. Anyways,
any stories.
I thought it was hilarious. I didn't realize that Triple H was such an Eric Andre fan, because it honestly played like that kind of humor, just weird and slow and awkward.
Yeah.
But you know that they're all cracking up.
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
No, it was fun. The end segment was fun. It was just really long. The Sasha Lacey Evans match was really good. I thought that was a solid match. They really didn't beat around the bush too much. They got right to the core of the story that needed to be told, and they told it. They told it effectively.
Yeah,
and
that's it too.
Before it went on too long, they got out of there.
I think I agree with you with the women's match. What else was going on tonight? See, they strayed away from the Otis and Mandy thing. They're not getting that back to that till next week, and I thought that had some good momentum to it. We had
they're letting it breathe. That's fine.
Yeah, I know, but like, I don't know. I'm not into the tag thing. I don't care about that. The Drew Baron Corbin thing was fine. I mean, they got that.
In a lot of ways,
yeah, man. It feels like not a lot. It's funny because of the head you said there's a lot to unpack here. There really isn't. Not a lot happened.
I meant mostly in just the Triple H thing.
Oh yeah,
a lot to unpack. But I like that. Granted, I'm not a huge Forgotten Sons fan, but nonetheless, they're trying to make the tag division on SmackDown about more than just Usos, Miz and Morrison, and New Day, and I appreciate that because you don't want to go back that well too often.
Yeah.
I like the Lucha House Party stepped up. I like they got a win because they're pretty good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I like that too. That was good.
So that's cool. Hopefully that's some momentum they can carry on and give us some fresh matchups, some new storylines. Because really, that's what we need on SmackDown. We got a lot of the same people, involved in the same feuds. We need something fresh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I like that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The Forgotten Sons actually approached delivering some measure of a manifesto.
Oh, they did. No, they totally did. They didn't approach it. They did.
It amounted to like a sentence and a half from Cutler, but you know what they're about kind of now.
Oh, come on. It was more. It was more than that. As much as I want to rag on the Forgotten Sons, they actually gave them more motivation in one promo than they did in the entirety of NXT.
Still haven't motivated the Junkyard.
Well, give it time. One step at a time. I mean, can we just make the logical leap that... No, never mind. There's no logical leap there.
There'd have to be a situation where either Cutler or Riker, upon their return from service, they were getting no opportunities. The only opportunity they got was working at a junkyard. Eventually, whoever got that job befriended the proprietor of said junkyard, and when that proprietor passed away, he bequeathed the junkyard to that individual, and they became the junkyard owner.
You should write that in a fanfic blog, man. Okay, so is it awkward at all for... Okay, so which one hasn't served? Wesley Blake?
Yeah.
Is it awkward at all for him to be in a gimmick where they're veterans, but he's not? Because Cutler's saying, hey, in front of you are standing guys who have served their country, and Blake's like, yeah, we totally have.
I know.
That was a paperboy once.
So I don't know.
Anyways, let's just get right into it. Let's see here. Kicked off with a New Day promo. I always love when Big E's the perfect guy to make fun of the fact that there's nobody there. Wait, should we talk about the Triple H thing first? Because
let's talk about that because that's on the thumbnail. So let's talk about how awkward Vince McMahon was.
Okay, fine. We'll talk about that first. Let's just fast forward to that, and then we'll go back to the beginning.
Do this recap in reverse. How about that? Memento edition.
Perfect. And then we get a 1-star review saying these guys do their podcast in reverse.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, this whole thing was built up to a huge retrospective. We can do like a retrospective take on SmackDown. Just do it all in reverse.
There you go. Fine.
Done. Oh, that makes sense. So yeah, they had some balls with this.
Yeah, they did.
First of all, I appreciated that we know Triple H doesn't take himself too seriously.
Right.
He's got a sense of humor.
Right.
So hats off to Triple H to not making this feel too self-important, self-absorbed. It was more or less half an hour making fun of Triple H.
Yeah, pretty much. It was a Dean Martin. I think he really wanted a Dean Martin celebrity roast, and they did their best to give that to him.
You had HBK out as roast master. They had the FaceTime calls from some luminaries from his career. His wife, who had probably the line of the night.
Yeah.
And it all culminates with Vince, which, if you think about it, you could piece together what he was trying to say. The delivery was a bit scattershot, however.
It was all over the place. Yeah, it was all over the place.
The long and short of it is Triple H, everything he just did was boring. He brought up some famous creative failures from WWE's past, said, I love you. And when he says that, I can't but help feel bad for Shane.
Me too. I felt the exact same way. I was like, oh, is Shane's music going to hit right now? Or are we going to see Shane?
Shane's going to turn to Raven. What about me?
He's going to FaceTime in. Hey, can you point the phone at my dad?
Hey, Dad, I love you. But it was,
Wrap it up, Padre.
It was an interesting bit for Vince because, and all that we've talked about Vince, we never really considered him or thought of him to be terribly self-reflective, yet that was the vibe I got. He was willing to reflect on his own failures, poke fun at them, present himself, dare I say a bit, as a real human being, and try to show a sense of humor as awkward as what it was.
Vince has such an aura, maybe an image, I guess, a conception we have of him, that he is one of these super rich, completely out of touch, completely not reflective, not self-aware. And I feel like he's not much of that. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean that's all based on anecdotal evidence and stories we've heard. And so I don't know if it's necessarily we have to discount that idea of him entirely. That may be a facet of him at times. But as we said several times, Vince McMahon seems to be a very complex human being.
Yeah, specifically when it comes to, I think specifically when it comes to second guessing himself or going back and saying, oh, that was a bad idea. I think he's probably the kind of guy who understands that, you make decisions and then you have to live with them. And so I'm not sure he's the kind of guy who would say, oh, well, I'd do that different, because we all do the best we can in the moment that we're making these decisions. That's, certainly a type of, personality, I guess. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's always been willing to make fun of himself, to make fun of his own product. The very first episode of Edge and Christian show is a really fantastic take on that one. He looks at Christian and he says, "Don't you read the internet? I hate you." Mm-hmm. And there's all sorts of instances over the years of him doing that. Yeah. But it is interesting that he would take this moment to really lay it in terms of some of the bigger, guffaws, some of the bigger misfires. Oh yeah. In his creative career anyway.
And they certainly didn't shy away from the name Katie Vick.
No, they didn't. Apparently it's not too soon anymore. The time is now that you can talk about Katie Vick. So that was something else. All in all, it was a fun segment. It had some phone calls from Ric Flair. The best probably was Stephanie. Oh, by far.
Where she calls in right as HBK is making fun of her, and then she's like, "I can see Sean is making fun of me. He's mocking me back there." Mm-hmm. And she goes, "Well, tell that no good, lazy-eyed," and then Triple H hangs up on him. So just ballsy stuff, stuff you wouldn't expect, humor you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, man, it's all there was something very just. The only reason they're getting away with this is because they all run the company, Mm-hmm. Like nobody else would be able to get away with this except for them. And yeah,
but it all felt very genuine too.
It did.
I can imagine this is just how they poke fun at each other in a friendly manner backstage,
Yeah, yeah, and so it was some interesting insight into exactly that, because it came across and yeah, Vince said, "I love you." It was really adorable. Even Lacey was sitting there. She's like, "Oh, that was really cute."
Well, he comes out and he says, "Congratulations, Paul."
Yeah, yeah,
and he actually calls him my son-in-law.
He said, "There, I said it." Because has he ever, I guess he's never openly acknowledged that on
I don't know.
Camera. Has he never said that, like those words before?
Maybe not. I don't know if he's ever said it like that outside of story, because he is kayfabe as well.
Yeah.
Triple H and Steph were married, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I don't know. But it was interesting. It's a different side of Vince. The that we're not used to seeing on our televisions.
Well, also, given that we've heard, and you can see in the evidence because he's never on TV anymore, except for rare occasions, he doesn't like to be on TV anymore. The fact that he did this, that he actually did show up on TV, and he put himself out there, and he made himself a bit vulnerable, in front of absolutely no crowd, which has got to be weird. Is also, it also says something about, what he felt about the moment and what it meant to him.
Did you see that video making the rounds on Twitter where I don't know what the event is, but someone asked him if he's going to buy TNA?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
When was this?
I have no idea. I don't know when it was.
Well,
from.
like ballpark it, like 10 years ago.
Could be. I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea. And so the guy's going on and on like, hey, you have the money to do it. Tell me you could do it and save the company. And this guy's going on for like a minute, basically imploring Vince to buy TNA. And at the end, when Vince finally gets a word in, he just kind of goes, maybe. But it's for comedic effect. Like he's doing it to be funny. It's actually pretty effective.
Yeah.
He does it with a smirk on his face. It's pretty funny.
That's pretty good. No, I did see though. Somebody posted a clip of John Cena.
The indie show,
reffing an indie show from 2007, I think. And Vince did a run in and ate an FU or an AA or whatever from Cena.
That's funny.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good stuff. Like you'll never hear an indie crowd pop like that for anything at all.
Imagine.
Like the biggest freaking mark out moment at PWG had nothing on this. It was great. I mean, could you imagine how surreal it would be to see Vince McMahon in an indie ring that you're at?
I know. Do a run in and then get a AA.
Yeah, we'll run down the specifics of the Triple H segment, but let's go back to the beginning of it. So, first we had the New Day came out to celebrate their eighth tag team title win, and Kofi gets on the mic. He shouts out Big E for securing the titles, and he's like, "Come on, everybody, I want you to clap." And Big E says, "Kofi, there's literally nobody here.
Nobody here.
Nobody is here right now."
Yeah, and Big E is saying how happy he is to have those titles back around their waist, and he starts to get maybe a little lewd. A little dirty.
Yeah, he starts talking about didn't he start talking about celebrating last night or something?
Yeah.
Kofi
cuts him off, points out they have more reigns than many legendary tag teams like Demolition. He didn't mention the Dudleys because I think the Dudleys are the one team that's ahead of him in number of reigns. But it's a who's who, Hart Foundation, so on and so forth. And then says they're proud to have their names. He says, I'm not being braggadocious. We're just proud to have our names next to those teams. And then Big E mentions that they have more title reigns than Tom Brady has rings. And Big E is happy that Tom is in Tampa. Kofi, of course, is from the Boston area. I believe Big E currently lives in Tampa.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a rivalry brewing there.
Yeah. Do they ever mention that on their podcast?
I haven't listened since the Tom.
Okay. I wonder if that's a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me.
So anyways, let's see here. Lucha House Party comes to the ramp. Lince Dorado's ring or entrance gear is just beautiful.
Man.
It's so beautiful.
It was something else.
Anyways, they congratulate the New Day, but they're tired of not getting opportunities that they deserve. I didn't even know they were a tag team on SmackDown, so what are you going to do?
They're in the Elimination Chamber match, man.
Oh, okay, cool. They said they want to be the first team to challenge for the tag titles. Ms. Morrison come out. They walk right past Lucha House Party.
Man, disrespect.
And they ask why the New Day carry themselves like legit tag champs, because the New Day has never beaten them in a traditional tag match, even though that was the same point that Kofi was using, or the Usos, I think, were using on them a couple weeks before.
Yeah. Miz says New Day doesn't deserve the titles. Miz and Morrison elevate the belts, and they want them back right now. Metalik interrupts, speaking in Spanish, and then Miz asks John Morrison, hey, you used to wrestle in Mexico, translate. And then he more or less says, oh yeah, Metalik just put you over. And New Day's all, no, that's not what he said. Let's say he's about to translate. Forgotten Sons interrupt. Miz asks, who are you?
Who are you?
Cutler does the talk and introduces the three of them, says they serve their country. But since they've come home, they've been treated like trash. But soon, you all will know who they are because we're going to run the tag division.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So Miz then starts, he's like, there's a thing here in WWE called respect. And then Riker grabs the mic and he says, you're a poser. You only played a Marine in a movie. and he tells Miz that he's looking at a real Marine. And then Blake says, the thing about us is that we have a special skill set, and we can attack. We can strike at any time, any place, anywhere, and then they attack.
And they just attack now, so anytime, any place with there.
Yeah.
And then the Forgotten Sons hit their finish on Big E, and then Riker powerbomb Kofi onto on Big E.
Yeah, they look nasty too.
Yeah, it looks like that would hurt.
Yeah.
We get a little montage of Triple H's first year in WWF, 1995.
Yeah.
When he was the Connecticut Blue Blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
It's sad how quickly they got rid of his accent, because in his first promo, he had a weird accent.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, after that they had Miz and Morrison backstage, and they walk into an interview. It was Renee Young.
Mm-hmm.
They have beef with Lucha House Party for instigating all that stuff. They want a match against them tonight to make sure to make everything right.
Yeah, they want nothing to do with Forgotten Sons.
Yeah. And then John Morrison said, Esta Noche.
Yeah.
That means tonight.
Tonight.
After that, we had Money in the Bank qualifier, Drew Gulak versus Baron Corbin, King Corbin. And the funniest thing about this is that one shot when Daniel Bryan is sort of in the background of the match, and then the Artist Collective come and they try to kidnap him, basically.
They basically try to kidnap him, yank him over the barricade, and toss him to the LED board, I know.
Yeah.
And then that distraction lets Baron win effectively. Drew gets down, clothesline Cesaro. Baron uses that distraction to drive Drew into the ring post, follow the end of days, bang, win. And then Cesaro and Nakamura hit the ring. They hold up Drew so Baron could hit him with the scepter.
I saw did Drew ever try to go for a roll up in this match?
Yeah,
he did. Okay, good. All right, I sort of have to pay attention.
Unfortunately.
Let's see here. Got an announcement after that
Broncos head back to the NFL.
Yeah, and Corey said Gronk has taken every precaution to avoid losing the title during an NFL game. So they fully expect him to still be champion.
And he tackled during a football game, I guess. He's a potential pinning predicament.
Yeah. After that, we had Sheamus versus Daniel. Is this Vito? Vito, yeah. And why didn't they bring out Tahiti Miles? I thought he was the MVP of the jobbers.
Or Brendan Vink.
Oh, he already beat Tahiti Miles. Oh, they're not going to have Sheamus destroy Brendan Vink. I think they have high hopes for that guy.
Oh, who knows? Well, anyway, Sheamus basically annihilated Daniel Vito. Last couple weeks, Sheamus has been working seemingly pretty stiff.
Yeah.
He's looking like he has some snug shots he's delivering there. Wins without unsurprisingly with a bro kick. We go down to the announcers. Cole throws to the next Jeff Hardy video package. I expect the Sheamus to interrupt then. However, that would come later on. So we get the Jeff Hardy video package part 3, the Redemption, which kind of focused around the Hardy Boys return to WWE at WrestleMania 33.
We were there for that.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. And then next week we get Chapter 4, The Comeback.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we had Lucha House Party versus Miz and Morrison. But before that happened, while Miz and Morrison were making their entrance, Sheamus was lurking behind Cole. And he just sort of stood over him and made him cower. And I was like, Corey, come on.
No, he yanked his headset off him and threw it.
Yeah.
And then, stared him down. And then Lucha House Party comes out. Corey didn't do shit.
Man, I'd like to think that I'd at least stand up and deadeye somebody if they were doing that to you, man. It's one thing for somebody to come over there and trash talk you. That might be funny. But if somebody yanks my buddy's headset off, I'd probably stand up, man.
I feel like you would laugh too.
I wouldn't. Do you think I would sit there and laugh if somebody's bullying you?
Yeah, I think so.
Nah, man, I got your back. You might be a snitch. You might be not a ride or die, but I am ride or die.
I feel like you'd laugh first until I got uncomfortable, then maybe you'd do something. But at first, I think you'd laugh.
I don't like awkward moments.
And I think here's the thing. Exactly. You don't like awkward moments. You wouldn't do it to back me up. You just do it because, this is getting awkward. I got to do something because I'm just feeling uncomfortable to sitting here watching this happen.
Well, who cares what my motivation is as long as I'm showing some gumption?
Well, I'd like to think that your motivation would be true. I'd like to hope your motivation would be true.
Man, you got to stand up for yourself.
Yeah, I don't think I would just take it either. It'd be like, oh, Sheamus, I know I'm about to get my ass kicked, but man, I ain't just going to take this.
I got to go down swinging. Better to go down swinging than to cower. Jeez, Michael Cole, you've been in a WrestleMania match.
I know. He used to be jacked.
Yeah, he was. Stand up for yourself, Michael Cole.
I know. Maybe that humiliation at the hands of John Cena just humbled him to such a degree they can't do that.
Could be.
John Cena poured barbecue sauce all over him.
Yeah, that was messed up.
That was really awkward.
That was.
Anyways, Lucha House Party won this match. Miz is going for a skull-crushing finale. Metalik rolled him up. Miz is like flabbergasted, shocked that Lucha House Party won the match. But I'm all for it. Lucha House Party is really good. Elevate them. Some more parity in the tag team division. Fresh feuds, fresh storylines. Yes, please.
Yeah, I agree with that. Totally. I was shocked by this win, but I was pleasantly shocked. I was pleasantly surprised.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I really like this match, Sasha Banks versus
really
Lacey Evans. It was basically just Sasha Banks going after that woman's right, the right hand.
It reminded me of the first Sasha Bailey match in terms of the story being told, because that was similar. Bailey walked in that match, I believe, with a busted hand. And so Sasha targeted that on several occasions.
Yeah.
You know, I won't say this match, well, as good as it was is not as good as that one.
Oh, God, no, not even close. But it was,
in terms of the story being told is effective. They established the story like immediately.
Yeah.
And it played out to a satisfying and interesting conclusion. As you mentioned, Sasha's working over as Lacey's woman's right hand. And that played out in several occasions when like Lacey was trying to do a move, her hand would give out. Sasha just like destroying it on the ring post, stomping on it. Really well done. And then at one point, Lacey Bailey gets on the apron. Gets Sasha's foot on the ropes for a pin. So Lacey pulls Bailey onto the apron, and then Sasha rolls up Lacey. But the ref is distracted by Bailey that Sasha has Lacey rolled for like a 10 count basically.
Oh yeah, it was forever.
He's rolled up forever. By the time ref turns around, Lacey kicks out. Sasha's yelling at Bailey, "Stay out of it." She turns around, bang, woman's right.
She's gotten really good timing with the woman's right lately.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed. It's like I think it's a combination of the camera angle and just like, you know, being in coordination with people taking it. It looks really cool. At this point, it kind of looks like a really cool punch.
Lacey, I wonder if part of it is just working on a far more regular basis in front of live crowds. I know we're not right now, but for the year or so she was prior to that. Like she just comes off as a much more confident performer in the ring.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Than she did when she got called up.
Yeah. She also, Bailey, actually, I forgot to mention this. Sasha brought a picture of Lacey Evans' kid, Summer, to the ring. That was messed up.
It was kind of messed up. They tried to use that to distract her here towards the end. Anyways, then Sasha and Baylor walk up the ramp. Tamina's music plays. They're looking around for her, but she just came in through like where everybody else comes through to get on the ramp. Super kicks Bailey.
Yeah.
Then we got a Bray Braun retrospective. So they took like the 3 months that Braun was in the Wyatt family and got every little bit of footage they could out of it, I guess.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a lot more. I was hoping that they would actually explain that like they broke him away from the Wyatt family just via the draft.
I know. Like maybe Braun went and talked to somebody. He's like, I need to get away from these weirdos.
Yeah. You know, actually, that actually probably would have been a better, like a more interesting route is if they had like produce it more like a documentary, kind of, you know, like a mini documentary. Actually have Braun sit down and maybe kayfabe some of him leaving the Wyatt family. You know, that could be. Man, I was thinking about it. These guys are like best friends, dude. Yeah. I wonder if Bray, you know, everybody that Bray fights, they change. I wonder if they might do a thing where Bray puts Braun over, but like Braun goes back to being like Monster Braun, because that was his most successful run. And him coming out, and I'm probably stretching, but him coming out smiling, all happy and shit, it's so off-putting.
It's an ill fit.
It is. He needs to be monster guy who can just like tear down the performance center, at a whim.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if Bray, I mean, I mentioned this last week. I was like, man, how cool would it be if like Bray loses, but in doing so, he's able to get Braun. He like sort of zooms him back to when he was still the black sheep. And so Braun comes out with the black sheep mask, but he's the universal champion, and he sort of does Bray's bidding. Because at this point, like, does Bray care about I mean, I know he said he wants the title back, but it'd be cool if he had the title and the champion that goes with it. You know what I mean? That'd be kind of neat. And then maybe they do a story where, I guess my point is, given how close these guys are, I'd like to think that Bray is going to do something to make Braun a bit more palatable going forward. If he's, it'd be one thing for Bray to get the title back. It'd be another thing for them to create or to recreate Braun as a main eventer, as a true main eventer. You know what I mean? Somebody who we actually like fear and get freaked out by, not like, oh, he's just a transitional champion until Roman Reigns gets back.
Yeah, totally.
It'd be nice if they could do that. Whether or not they will, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? We got 2 Money in the Bank qualifiers next week. Last spot in the men's match, Otis versus Dolph.
Ooh, that's going to be good.
Kind of feel like Dolph's going to win that one. Next, or also, Mandy Rose versus Carmela.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if... Yeah, Dolph is probably going to win that. Because I wonder if they're going to do Mandy versus Sonya Deville at... Sonya's not in the Money in the Bank match, is she? I wonder if they're going to do Mandy versus Sonya at...
Could be.
Whatchamacallit, Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm. Could be.
I don't know. After that, we had Carmela and Dana Brooke backstage. And Dana Brooke, in a turnaround, is telling Carmela, hey, I know you've got your match, and that's great, but I was talking to my boyfriend, Dave Batista, in my DMs, and he was saying, you need to focus on a tag match. And Carmela's like, I know. So anyways, Carmela congratulates Dana Brooke, says she's not worried about next week. She wants those tag titles. I'm focused.
Which happens next.
Yeah.
And it's a fun start to the match. Like, there was just people flying all over the place. It was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
Go to commercial, we come back. Mela and Dana still have the advantage till Alexa clocks Mela the forearm. Finish sees Nikki goes for her finish. Carmela escapes that. And then Nikki and Alexa have a brand new finish. It's like a
3D, but it's a 3DDT.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Instead of cutters, a DDT. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I liked it, man. I think that's rad. Whoever I love when tag teams like mix it up. Anytime a wrestler comes up with some new shit, I always like it. You know.
Me too. When anytime people take standard moves and combine them together into a new move, it's usually fun.
It means there's some thought going on, man.
Exactly.
That's what I like. I like when people are just thinking about stuff.
Yeah. Well, we've seen Alexa Bliss, at the Performance Center with Mike Quackenbush trying out new stuff.
I know. I love that.
So, we at least her, we know she's open to trying new things. I'm sure Nikki is as well.
Oh yeah.
So it's always fun to see.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to this half-hour long celebration of Triple H's 25th anniversary.
Time to play the game. This first bit was amazing. This set the tone.
Yeah,
this was great. So Triple H comes out and he's prepping to do. He's got his water bottle and he's going to do the thing. But the thing about these days, man, you can't do that anymore. So before he even gets up to the apron, an intern or a production guy just like speed walks past him and grabs the bottle away from him
and just keeps on walking.
Yeah. Like, nope, can't do that.
Yeah.
And Triple H, he does the Travolta thing. He gets a microphone. He starts talking, but he's interrupted by HBK.
HBK is like, I'm not going to let the celebration happen without me. Puts over Triple H. He says, if you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. Triple H tries to give him a side hug, and HBK's like, no, back off, can't do that. Social distancing.
Yeah, so that's the 2 words now, social distancing.
Here, I'll be HBK, you can be Triple H, okay? We'll do this. We'll do like a table read of this.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so HBK says, I sent out hundreds of invites to everyone who cares for you, and here they all are. There's a wide shot of the empty arena.
That was good.
That was good. And Triple H or HBK says, I want to thank Triple H for my 25th anniversary show.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember that. It was a wild night. And HBK asks,
what was your favorite moment?
Oh yeah. Okay. God, there's so many of them. Come on, give me one. It's hard to boil it down to just one.
Well, you can't give me one because it never happened. Never had one.
You never had one?
No, I never had one.
Listen,
I'm
I'll
not
tell you-
angry about it.
Listen, when I get to the office, heads are going to roll.
And then HBK puts over DX, throws to a blooper reel. Come back from that. HBK throws to a montage of Triple H's WrestleMania moments.
Well, yeah,
All his
because he
losses.
says, he's like, you've been at WrestleMania many times, countless WrestleMania moments. And here they are. And the thing that I loved about this was that they had Michael Cole do, I don't know if this
New
was
calls.
live or
New
if it
calls,
was
I know.
pre-produced, but he's narrating, and Triple H takes the loss. And it's like the Ultimate Warrior match.
That's the
And
first
Michael
one, yeah.
Cole's doing commentary.
Yeah.
And then by the end, when they're just going loss after loss, you hear Michael Cole says, and another loss, and another one, and another one.
Yeah.
That was
pretty
good stuff.
That was pretty great. It's Triple H. You go now.
Oh, I want to thank a lot of people, all the superstars, Rock, Austin, Taker, Foley, Orton, HBK. Without those people, my career would be nothing.
Yeah. Your career was real great, Triple H. Until you had a bit of a hiccup when you met her. We call Stephanie.
No fun Stephanie or something
No
like
fun
that.
Stephanie,
no fun Steph.
And then Triple H's phone rings. Ring, 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 ring.
Hold on, Sean. Wait, hold on. And they got a great camera angle. Like they blocked this perfectly. So you could see like her on the thing. And she's just great in this.
With Sean in the background making fun of her, yeah.
And he's like, Sean's doing all this stuff, like doing mock face. And she's like, yeah, hey, I'm so proud of you, Hunter, but like I can see Sean mocking me right now. What did he call me? No fun Steph? I can see him right now. He's like, no, he's not. He's And then she's like, you lay no good lazy eye. And then she
hangs up on
cuts
him.
the phone
Hunter.
off.
So good.
Oh, that was
So it
good.
seems like Sean's, he brings up Evolution, like he's going to throw to Evolution package. Instead, no, Ric Flair FaceTimes. Mm-hmm. And he says, hey, don't let Sean super kick you to end the segment. Mm-hmm. Triple H hangs up. And then right as
Well,
they're going to
because
commercial.
he's about to start crying. He's like,
know,
hold on,
he's
I
covering
gotta
up his
go.
face.
I can't do this. I wouldn't cry. He hangs up, and then right as they go to commercial, he calls right back, and you hear him crying on the
Well, you
phone.
hear Triple H, he grabs the phone and goes, ugh.
Yeah. And he
pulls the
picks
phone out of his
it.
pocket.
He sort of, you could just see him like he hits it, and then you hear Ric Flair crying as they're fading to commercial.
Yeah. They come back from commercial. Triple H is talking to Road Dogg.
Uh-huh.
Road Dogg's get him the business because of his hair. Says
Road
he's
Dogg
Chia
looks
pet.
like Randy Quaid.
He does. And then
With
Triple
that
H calls
big
him
gray
Brian.
beard. Yeah, that's right. He called him Brian. He's like, because he just won't stop talking. He's like, okay, Brian, that's great. And then he goes,
Hangs up on him. And then Triple H is like, or HBK is like, all right, we got to wrap it up. And Triple H says,
I talked to
Must have
the
done.
executive at Fox. He named him.
Yeah.
He said, I talked to him at Fox. We have all the time. We can go long. It's okay.
and then HBK says, good, because we haven't even got to the Katie Vick segment yet. And that's what brings Vince out.
Yeah. And man, he just rambles.
Yeah. So he says he didn't think I would come out or say anything. Says, congratulations, Paul. 25 years. Says, if we were here in an arena full of people, they might be chanting, chant you're well familiar with Triple H. Triple H. Well, maybe just your family sitting in the front row as they normally do, because the rest of the arena would be chanting, boring. 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 And then Vince talks about the Survivor Series
91?
91?
Probably.
No, it's the first one. It's the first
Was it
Survivor
90?
Series. Where that giant dang turkey and the egg. Mm-hmm. And then Vince was expecting this huge reaction when that egg hatched.
No yays, no booze.
Nothing. He says, Paul, you weren't quite that bad tonight. Maybe Katie Vick bad. And then Vince just buries Katie Vick, saying it was boring and bad. Kind of like
he said
Bailey,
it
this
was
is your
boring
life.
and in bad taste.
Yeah. So I can't believe you stooped to those lows.
Yeah.
And he likens it to Bailey, this is your life.
Yeah. And then he says, he makes sure to clarify. He's like, that wasn't Bailey's fault, though.
Yeah. And then that's when Vince tells Triple H that he loves him. Mm-hmm. And Triple H says, I
it
love you
back.
too.
Yeah.
Though he says, Triple H performance tonight was awful. It sucked. He says, good night. Lights start to come down. Crickets play. And effectively, as HBK and Triple H say, Vince threw him out of the building.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was appropriate, man. It seemed like Triple H's kind of humor. It's obvious that he put this together. You know, I thought it was really good.
It was
and
fun.
yeah, it was
fun.
long, but again, it's dude. How many promos have we gotten from Triple H throughout his career, which were just really, really long?
Years
it was
worth.
apropos. It made sense.
Years worth.
Yeah.
The entire Reign of Terror essentially was Triple H kicking off the show with 20-minute promo. Same with the Authority.
Yeah, the Authority area, all that stuff.
Yep.
Anyways, let's answer some questions. You want to hit up
Sure.
Twitch and I'll hit up Patreon?
Sounds good. Dark Dank Lucha, the Triple H Vince segment killed my high, then turned my high back up. Vince is one hell of a goofy goober.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's like his movements are so different now, you know?
Yeah, he's old. Actually, I'm on the Discord. Brian Luckman says, so Vince definitely liked the Katie Vick story when it first happened, right? I mean, I see him laughing about it at Triple H back in the day.
It always boggles my mind when not the actual segment in the funeral parlor, but the interview the week after where Triple H is laughing about it. And it's like shoot laughter. He thought that was probably the funniest stuff.
He thought it was the funniest thing. He really did.
Dark
Mr.
Dank Lucha.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead.
Mr. Lipkin says, predict who the first wrestler... God damn it. At this point, I don't know if it's a troll or not. But we get asked this question all the time. Predict who'll be the first wrestler to jump ship from AEW to WWE.
You usually say Scorpio Sky.
I don't know about now if they're giving him the solo treatment.
I don't know who it's going to be. Orange Cassidy. Dark Dank Lucha. How can we send you song recommendations? Just tweet at us, I guess.
Yeah, it's probably gonna end up going in a black hole. I just find Spotify playlists that I like.
There you go.
play those.
Thank you. The Enforcer, Stevie Bradley, gifted 5 Tier 1 subs. Thank you very much, Enforcer.
Wow. He's great. Alex Foster says, why do heels help Baron? He seems like the one heel no one should be friends with. That's
Yeah,
a
I
good
know.
point, actually.
I know. He should be the heel that not the other heels don't even like.
Why is it the guy who called himself the Lone Wolf literally always has henchmen?
Don't know. Dominus, I'm guessing this is Dom L. I vote that SmackDown forfeits their final Money in the Bank spot and give it to Ruby Riott.
Okay. Dom. Jeez. Wolfpack for Life says, in the Firefly Funhouse match, Bray said, I've hurt for so long, I've forgotten what it's like to feel. What story beat could they do to remind Bray how to feel? I'm going to say it has something to do with Bo Dallas. Because that's his brother, man. I wanted you to be with me, man, but you said no. Now you're in purgatory.
There you go. That's good. Maybe it's got to involve Randy Orton because I feel like Randy Orton's like did him wrong the most.
That's a good one. You burned down my abode, man.
Is this Orn Pole or Orn Pie? I can't tell because I got old man vision. Was weird seeing Sean with a big beard like Triple H. Pretty soon the two of them are going to look like a pair of biker uncles. Kind of feel like they already do.
They are already there. They've been for a while.
They got matching beards.
Gamer Realm says, not sure if you guys read this or not, but according to Wrestling Inc., Mandy brought the Otis and Mandy storyline to Vince's attention. It was approved. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Fear and Loathing, Vince brought up every cringe-worthy segment like a Jenga piece while added his own on top of them.
Right? Maybe that was like the intention of it. You know, hey, let's get them talking. Let's do something worse than Bailey. This is your life.
Code Quest, all these one-star Going in Raw reviews are the same people who think ingesting disinfectant cures coronavirus.
Oh, no. Well, no, the funny thing is, like, the other one that I saw just off the top of my head was, I can't watch this anymore. Too much political bias.
Oh.
Hold on. I got to go take some bleach. I got to go inject some bleach in my veins.
Maisels, thank you for the sub.
Xavier Gray asks, who do you think should win the men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder matches this year? Who should win it, Larson?
Who should? Daniel Bryan. I think there's more they can still do with Daniel Bryan and either Braun or Bray.
Okay.
Daniel Bryan, he should. And then Asuka.
Who all is in the men's so far? So it's Daniel Bryan, Baron Corbin,
Alistair, Apollo Crews, Rey Mysterio, and then that's 5, right? And then Dolph or Otis.
Boy, nobody really stands out.
I mean, it seems the name that stands out the most to me is Alistair. Alistair seemed like
right. He fills all the
shoe in.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm trying to think like who should, because like Drew's not giving up that title anytime soon.
Which makes you think of somebody from SmackDown, but really the only person from SmackDown that really makes sense would be Daniel Bryan.
Who's got the title? Oh yeah, Braun has.
If it's Baron again, I might just give up on wrestling.
Oh wow, you're gonna leave the show?
Maybe. I'll think about it.
Just come to Friendoville, man. We'll just chase the algorithm, man. We'll do Tiger King stuff. Whatever's hot, we'll talk about it.
Gosh. Pyro Ed, thank you for the sub.
Prince C. Ross says, to my memory, the Forgotten Sons never had an in-ring promo during their entire time in NXT. He says, why? They sounded pretty good on the mic tonight. They had junkyard videos, but I don't recall them ever being in the ring giving a promo either.
Yeah, I don't remember. Mr. Dubs just says, Blake is doing an essential service for America in all caps. Wesley Blake, I'm assuming.
Well, now he is an essential worker. That's right. That's a good point.
Diehard Homer, watch Triple H versus Stone Cold 3 Stages of Hell match, No Way Out 2001. Great build for a match that doesn't get the love it deserves.
Oh, cool. Big Jeff just texted me. He said Fritz the Cat is on Amazon Prime for free. Have you ever seen Fritz the Cat?
Mm-mm. Not all of it, no.
It's pretty dark.
Yeah, I imagine. Dang MQ said there was more than 10 people in the ring during that opening segment. Doesn't matter. Essential service.
Essential services.
People in that ring. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Bark, bark, bark.
Mr. Monks K. Thank you.
Rich the Smash Bro says, do you think Corey has 2 phones? Because if Carmela texts him and he doesn't reply fast enough, she blows up the other one. Having seen some of their Instagram live videos, maybe that's entirely possible.
Yeah.
Because that dude, he sticks his foot in his mouth more than anybody I've seen.
I heard about the panda bit.
Yes. Yeah. I happened to flip it on. Was it this morning? I think it was this morning. Yeah, it was this morning. And like as soon as I put it on, he put his foot in his mouth again. And then he looks at the camera and is like, I'm still paying for the whole panda thing.
You should just turn the camera and just do this.
Exactly. Dude, you know why? It's because he's such a good-looking guy. He's such a beautiful man.
He's a handsome man, yeah.
That he doesn't understand that as a guy, sometimes you just have to be like, okay, take the L. Just take the L. You can't say, I don't care how beautiful you are. If you don't want to be in the shit with your wife or your girl, you just got to take the L, man. Swallow your pride.
Mr. Forbesy, do you think with Gronk heading back to the NFL, they can use this as a way to retire the 24/7 title?
I think pandemic is the reason to retire the 24/7 title for now.
Agreed.
Can't have
Mark.
That many people run around after a title. Go ahead.
Marcus Steele, clearly Michael Cole has experienced some PTSD from the days of Heidenreich.
Oh, that's a good one. You're totally right.
That's a good reference there.
That is a great reference. Some Heidenreich sex.
Sneak up behind you. That's still one of the best Conrad lines.
Oh, that was so good. That was so good.
Cone Quest.
You want to have some of that sneak up behind you sex? Some of that Heidenreich sex?
Quest. Who knew Gronk would be 2020's Bo Jackson? Two-sport athlete.
Yeah, that's true. Alex Foster, what moments in life should end with Vince appearing and seemingly burying them? Boy, I wish he could do that with pandemic. I'm itching to go to a bar or a movie or a restaurant or something, man.
Imagine if he just randomly showed up at either funerals for eulogies or to give toasts at weddings.
That's good. That'd be great.
White Brownie 92. So who's taking those titles off Alexa and Nikki? No idea.
A team that hasn't been formed yet.
Yeah. Nikyle has an interesting question. Has there been times where segments were so bad Vince came out to try to save it? Not that I could think of.
Oh, I don't think he ever would have. I don't think
That'd
he's
just be
ever
calling
just
attention.
shown up. But I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he's like barked audibles in people's ears.
Mm-hmm.
Referees or commentators or whatever. I know he's done that.
Mm-hmm. Jack Starr says, I didn't like the mention of the Katie Vick moment. Your thoughts? I mean, they're bringing up, a highly controversial and some would say creatively the low point in WWE's history.
I mean, he didn't really
as-
fuck a dead person.
No. And also, it's a situation where they got so much flack for it. I think it's just another way to try to make fun of Triple H.
Yeah. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, it's something that just went horribly off, It's not that big of a deal.
iStream 2K, since the 30th anniversary of The Undertaker's WWE debut is this November, how should it be celebrated considering it'll still be in an empty arena? Make it his retirement match.
Oh, in an empty arena, you can't do that to The Undertaker.
It could be 2 more years till they have crowds and shows.
It's
Shows,
going to be
man.
2 years.
You never know, man. Mr. Dubs, what draft bust being picked tonight do you expect to be the king of the ring in 5 years?
What?
I don't know.
Wait, what? Oh.
NFL draft is
yeah,
going
I
on.
don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know.
I think that's it.
We got a couple more things here on Twitch.
Oh, cool.
Should Triple H add some of his fun to NXT? Yes.
Yes. 100% yes.
Dang MQ, Larson, as an Eagles fan, what are your thoughts on them drafting a quarterback in round 2? If they think they can use him to improve the team, why not? Gary MacArthur, who should fight Bray and be reverted to an early incarnation, and what should that incarnation be?
Okay, so take Braun off the table.
Yeah.
What about this? I know they don't do this, but what about Asuka? And she's like the incarnation from before she was in NXT. Like she'd wear zombie makeup and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Who else in the WWE could be like reverted? I think we've had this question before, but still, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Ricochet when he was being pushed as a star.
His brother, Bo Dallas. You can make him Bo leave again.
Yes. Man, remember how like much they were going to try to push him? Ouch.
I know. He had a feud against Wade Barrett.
Yeah, I know.
Stevie Bradley, book, how could you get Bray into his dad's IRS gimmick? That'd be a Firefly Funhouse thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's when you do like a Bray versus Bo thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where are those
Donnell,
guys? Bo Dallas and are they on Raw?
I don't know. Donnell, honestly, I've always felt like Road Dogg looks like Randy Quaid.
That's what?
Randy Quaid. Donnell thinks Road Dogg looks like Randy Quaid.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dragon Master Drew, thank you for the sub. Glamorous Jar, Kalisto lives in Florida, yet he's not appearing with Lucha House Party anymore. Why do you think that is? Maybe he's hurt?
Yeah, it could be.
Omega Advent, hey friendos, bought the Doors debut album on vinyl today. Do you remember what was the first vinyl you ever bought? Wow.
Yes, I do. But I bought it as a gift for my dad. It was Paul McCartney's Flowers in the Dirt.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think mine might have been, it was a cover album of the Chipmunks doing movie songs called Chipmunks Go Hollywood.
Okay, did you buy that yourself?
With my own money? No.
Okay, so that was the first one. So the Paul McCartney one, the first one I ever owned, it was the first one I ever bought, I think, was The Adventures of Stevie V, Dirty Cash, because my music teacher was the singer on it back in England.
Really?
Yeah, Martha Washington. Yeah, it was trippy. The first vinyl I ever had was either The Empire Strikes Back story vinyl,
Yeah.
or Eye of the Tiger.
Okay.
I had Eye of the Tiger.
Okay. I also got the E.T. soundtrack. soundtrack too. I still have that actually.
You know what's crazy is I was never a big E.T. fan when I was a kid.
You know what? I remember seeing it once in the theaters, and that was it. I never thought I was a huge E.T. fan either. I just liked the music.
Yeah, it was very inspiring music. It's good stuff. That's John Williams, right?
Yeah, of course. Stevie Bradley, we'll end on this one. I don't understand what this means. You tell me. What is this from?
The question is, Larson, would you dig 26 feet down into a hole under a rock that vaguely looks like a face in hopes of finding gold the size of two Rolls Royces? This is why you got to watch Unsolved Mysteries.
This is what I thought it was.
So one of the mysteries had to do with buried treasure, and there was all these hillbilly guys, these rednecks, trying to find this treasure. And I swear they only put it on there to mock these people because they were so backwards. And this guy... there was like some clues and code for this buried treasure that goes back like 200 years. And like, he was like, yeah, he said it was a rock that has a face on it. And this it's very loosely could be considered a face. This guy buried, and they never found the damn treasure.
Of course not.
It was hilarious.
Of course not. Of course not.
Is that it?
That's that.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. We definitely appreciate all you live Twitch streamers with us. Thank you so much. All the subs. Thank you so much. And yeah, we'll be back to you Sunday. We'll do a news brief probably tomorrow.
Yeah, if there's news to be talked about, yeah.
Sunday, Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah, got to finish watching that, yeah.
And then Monday we'll be back, brand new week.
Yep.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.